Hello everyone, this is Professor Govind. Let us understand in this video various functions of financial category in MS Excel. Now, financial category functions are used to calculate or analyze financial information. We can calculate, we can analyze, we can interpret various kind of financial information using these predefined functions of MS Excel. Almost all the categories, almost all the necessary financial functions are available in MS Excel. Let us learn some of them through this video. Let us understand first the function called DB, stands for declining balance. DB is a function which is used to calculate depreciation of an asset at a particular period. DB is the kind of formula or the pattern which is used to calculate depreciation of an asset in MS Excel. DB stands for declining balance. DB function of MS Excel uses fixed declining balance method to calculate depreciation of an asset at a particular period. Let us understand how to use this function called DB in MS Excel. The sample data that I have entered here on my Excel worksheet, is I have put in the purchase price of an asset. I have added is 10,000. Let me but before I go to financial functions, let me place my cursor at any blank cell. Go to formulas, and as we are talking about financial functions, let me go and select the category called financial and select the function that we are talking about called declining balance, that is DB. Now soon I open the function called DB, it comes up with 5 arguments. First one is the cost, the initial cost of any product, any asset. Salvage value, the estimated scrap value of an asset. This is the estimated value, let me repeat, or the assumed value, assumed scrap or salvage value of any asset. Life is the number of periods over which the asset is being depreciated. This is the useful life or the usable life of any asset, and the period is at which particular point of time or at which particular period you wish to calculate the depreciation value. Now through example, let us understand. The fifth one is month, is the number of months in the first year. Now we generally calculate this, as we are talking about financial functions, we generally calculate it in a financial year wise pattern, 12 months in a year, that is from April till March. What if I have purchased any asset at the 6th month of a first year, 6 months of a first financial year? Then at the first year I will have to consider only 6 months but not the whole year. In such cases, fifth argument, which is month, you can mention a particular value. If in a particular financial year, after 6 months of financial year, if you have purchased anything, any product, that case scrap value, or in DB function you will have to mention 6 months for the first year. If not, you can leave it blank if you don't wish to consider this. So let me select first the first argument, which is initial cost or the purchase price. I have entered here is 10,000. So either type 10,000 directly in the argument list, or you can select any cell where you have entered a cost, where you have entered purchase price. E4 is the cell where 10,000 is written, so I will select this E4. Then the estimated life, salvage value, not the estimated life but the salvage value, the estimated scrap value. Let's say I assume that after a particular point of time the estimated value of my product of asset will be 5,000. I assume that I will use this product or this asset for next 10 years. So useful life I will enter is 10 years, and I wish to calculate after using this asset for 3 years with what value it will be depreciated. So at the end of the 3rd year of usage, let us see what the depreciation value of this asset will be. So it will be $583. at the end of 3 years, the product that I have purchased for $10,000 will be depreciated by $583.23. The product that I have purchased for $10,000 will be depreciated by $583 at the end of 3 years. Similarly, let me go again to DB function. Cost of the asset will remain same, 10,000, the initial cost, the purchase price. The salvage value, as I estimated, will be 5,000 at the end of 10 years. As I assume that I'll be using this asset, I'll be utilizing this asset for 10 years. Now understand this scenario. Cost of the product, cost of the asset is 10,000. I assume that at the end of 10 years, in life I have mentioned useful life as 10, which means I assume that I'll be using this asset for 10 years. At the end of the 10th year, my estimated scrap value for this asset is 5,000. What I wish to calculate now is, with this scenario, with this assumption, what will be the depreciation value of my asset after the 4th year. After the 4th year, the asset will be depreciated by $544. So this is how depreciation value can be calculated. With what value your asset will be depreciated at a particular period of time. DB is the function name, which stands for declining balance. There are 5 arguments. You will have to mention the cost, you will have to mention the scrap or salvage value, the estimated salvage or scrap value. You will have to mention is the number of terms for which you will be using this particular asset, estimated life. Then is you will have to mention at which particular period you wish to calculate the depreciated value. And with it, after 3 years, it will be depreciated by $583, and after 4 years, at the end of the 4th year, it will be depreciated by $544. This is calculated using fixed declining balance method of depreciation. So this is about depreciation and a function called DB. And also we have is a function called FV, stands for future value. Now FV function is used to calculate future value of your investment. FV function is used for calculating future value of any investment of any kind. Now let us understand what exactly is available with FV. So I have a sample data available here. Present value, that is my investment, is 10,000 rupees. I have put in this investment at the rate of with the interest of 5%, and I'll be investing this money for 10 years, and number of periods in a year are 12. Number of periods in a year are 12. Let us now calculate FV. But before we practically move further, let me remind you, financial function called FV calculates the future value of an investment based on constant interest rate. It calculates future value based on constant interest rate, which is 5% as mentioned in this example. We can use future value function with either periodic constant payments or single lump sum payment. Now, the periodic payment is, I have added 12 periods in a year. It can be quarter as well, or it can be once in a year as well. That depends on your choice. We have the options to mention this in the arguments list. Let us calculate future value of this investment based on 5% of interest and the term of 10 years. So let me place my cursor at a particular cell, at an empty cell. Go to financial category, then select the function called FV. Let me scroll down and select the function called FV. Now as you can see here, we have got 5 arguments. Not all of these arguments are compulsory or mandatory. Let me select now the interest rate. The first argument we have is rate of interest. The rate of interest is this one. Now rate of interest, one thing you will have to understand is your payment method. Whether interest rate 5% is every month as the mentioned number of terms you have is 12, or whether 5% interest rate is for the whole year. If it is for the whole year, then you will have to divide it by 12. You will have to divide it by 12, which means 5% interest is for the whole year. Generally, for fixed deposits, for investments like fixed deposits, interest rate will be for the year. In such cases, you will have to divide it by 12, which means it is for the year, as we have 12 periodic installments in the year. If not, if it is for every month, you can directly mention the interest rate. But here in this case, it is 12. Number of payment or number of periods. NPER stands for number of payment periods. Number of periods are 12 in a year and 10 years. 10 years, which means number of payment periods are 120. 12 months in a year, and this duration of this investment is 10 years. 12 per year into 10 years is 120 payment periods. Next is the payment. It cannot change over the life of the investment. The payment or the investment is 10,000, which will remain constant. As it is an investment, you can mention this with negative because it is the outflow. As it is the investment, you will have to mention this with minus. Now, the present value will be 0. The present value will be 0 as we are investing the money. Click on OK. With it, the future value of your investment will be this. The future value after 12 installments in a year for 10 years with the interest of 5%. This is your future value of this particular investment. And 10,000 will pay for 12 months in a year for 10 years, and the interest you will get is 5%, and this is what you will get after the duration or the term of 10 years. So this is about future value, the function called future value. The next one and the last one in financial category will practice is a function called net present value. Will practice is net present value. Now, net present value is a function that calculates the net present value of an investment using a discount rate and series of future cash flows. Now, this is quite similar to future value. Let us check out. Now, this is one of the important financial information that is required for a particular organization. If I start my business, for example, if I start my business by investing $250, if I start my business by investing $250, what is the earning I will have at the end of 5 years? What is the estimated earning I will have after the end of 5 years? Now, this is what we can check using NPV. NPV, let me repeat, is used to calculate net present value of an investment based on the projected inflows and outflows. Outflow is $250, that is the investment, and projected inflow is estimated inflow is after the first year I'll earn $100. After the end of second year I'll earn $50 more, which means total projected income will be $150. At the end of the third term I will earn $50 more, and hence my projected income or inflow will be $200. $50 after the end of fourth year and $50 at the end of the fifth year. So total after the fifth year the projected inflow will be $300. Let us calculate now the net present value of this particular investment with these projected inflows. What after 5 years? What is my total income with this investment will be? So let me go to financial category and select the function called NPV. Select the function called NPV. The first one we have is rate. Which is 10%. I'll be earning at the rate of 10% on this particular investment over 5 years. Value 1 will be this. Value 2 will be this. Value 3 will be this. Value 4 at the end of the 4th year will be this. And value 5 will be this. Value 5 will be this. Let me check out what the total earning will be at the end of 5 years. At the end of 5 years with this investment, the value of this investment will be $290.95 with this estimated or projected inflow. So we can calculate using NPV, net present value of an investment. Net present value is the difference between the present value of cash inflows and the present value of cash outflows over a period of time. NPV is used for capital budgeting and investment planning to analyze the profitability of a projected investment or project, and that is what is calculated here. With this estimated project of inflows and with this outflow, this is what is the net present value after the end of 5th year with this investment. So this is about the financial functions. Thank you everyone for your patient listening. Thank you and take care. Thank you.